What did you make of Connerly in his debut? It's hard for us just watching from our couches to really evaluate. I think by letter of the law, he kind of maybe gave up 2 sacks, maybe one just because Jaden held the ball too long. But I don't know. How did he look to you?
He wasn't the best rookie tackle I saw, but Josh was fine. I mean, look, Brian Burns out there, they paid him $150 million to come play for the Giants. He's an excellent player, had a great preseason. He can give a lot of people just issues because of his suddenness and ability just to, get off a block. But I thought Josh was fine. Look, it's not going to be a finished product one game.
Right.
He's going to learn from certain things. There's a reason why he's starting there. Andrew Wiley could be the starting tackle, and they would have no problem with it. But they feel like this is a kid that has a bright future. So let's start playing him. I agree with what they're doing. They could have gone Allegretti, Andrew Wiley. They could have put the same group out there. Add Laramie Tunsil, which is an amazing thing. But play the young kid. Let him play into his ability. He's a powerful kid. He's going to be good in the run game, and so let him see some of these pass rushers. It's like a hitter in baseball, go to see all the pitchers, and once you start seeing the pitches, you kind of adjust your swing a little bit. And so I feel it's the same thing. He's got to see some of these guys. He's got to see. He didn't see this at Oregon, the type of players he's going to see out there. Right. He's going to see Micah Parsons, tonight. I mean, those are elite. Burns and Micah Parsons are elite. It's not going to be a shutout.
Yeah.
So that's okay, though.
So stick with that. We were talking about Bates and Connerly going against Micah. He's going to be an issue. He was an issue last year against Washington in those 2 games with Dallas.
He's always an issue.
He's always an issue.
Yeah.
He was an issue last week, even though he played limited time, and causing pressure and getting to Goff. How much more will you see Bates on the field, kind of doubling him up? Do you think, or do you think they're just going to leave Connerly out there with Micah all alone? I don't think so.
No, they won't do that.
Yeah,
Cliff's too smart.
What can they do? What can they do?
Well, I mean, you can chip, but they moved Micah around quite a bit last week, so it's kind of hard to know where he's at. So they got to be able to adjust where he's going to be. And it's not just him. Rashawn Gary is really good, and Lucas Van Ness. So you can't just give all the attention. But that's what happens sometimes, is you give all the attention to Mike and somebody else wins. But it's a combination. One, I think you'll see the tight end over there. You'll see John there in an off tight end position behind the tackle. You'll see him there. I think Jaden's legs are amazing. His ability just to avoid pressure, although, he was sacked and chased a bunch, last year in a couple of occasions. But Mike is going to go where he thinks he can win. And sometimes that's a great thing. Most of the times it is, but sometimes you can get out of position because he's going to find the opening and the softness and where he can beat you. He beat guys last week that are, really good players. I mean, Penei Sewell was the first-team All-Pro last year. He beat him twice last week.
Right.
I mean, literally just went right around him and right in Goff's face. So, and one of them led to an interception. That's what you don't want. You don't want the quick pressure forcing a bad throw. And so they will have a game plan, I believe, for every play that he's on the field and a way to adjust. And it's a short week, but this is, these are the kind of things that Cliff really enjoys doing and keeps him up at night.
Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. So, Baldy, last week I thought that Montgomery and Gibbs would have some success against that Packers defense. I was completely wrong. They were held to 25 and 19 yards, respectively, on 20 carries. Do you think having Jaden back there with Bill and Eckler, are they going to be able to rush more effectively tonight than the Lions were in week 1 against that defense?
Well, they run it differently. I think, Jared Goff is not a runner.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to account for Jaden as a runner, and it makes things a lot different. You have to account for all 11 players. And I think they do it. I mean, obviously you saw, Debo's, touchdown run last week off that, ghost motion. They're going to do it in a different way than Detroit did. But the one thing that Green Bay did, they sold out to stop the run. I mean, you watch their two inside linebackers, Edgerrin Cooper, who's excellent, number 56, and Quay Walker, number 7. They attacked the line of scrimmage. And to me, if they're going to attack the line of scrimmage the way they did, I mean, you got to make it pay in the passing game. And so it might be that type of game where you're faking, the run and then, hitting the void behind those linebackers. And so I can see some of that type of activity, not completely, because you still want to run the football. But if they're going to attack the line of scrimmage they did and play reduced fronts and cover up the guard in the center and all those things that they did last week to stop Gibbs and Montgomery, then there's going to be a weakness someplace else. And that's what I think Washington has to concentrate on.